Moving to item 8 on your agenda, I invite Mayor Rokhsana Fiaz to address the council to make any announcements. You have up to 10 minutes, and I understand there is a video of about 2 minutes. Mayor Fiaz.
Thank you very much. Sorry, could you just hold on the video, because I'm going to mash up my planned speech, because guests, councillors, Mum, Arkib, I think I owe you an explanation with regards to the events that took place prior to the adjournment by the chair of this annual council meeting. And I also wanted to let you know the discussions that I've had with mothers, with children, and campaigners for the organisation called Focus E15. Some of you may be well aware of the Focus Group E15. They have been advocating, rightly, for housing rights for some of our most marginalised and vulnerable families and sections of our community. And rightly, they were here at this evening's annual council meeting to give voice to their ongoing frustrations. Their frustrations that the promises that I made when I first became mayor in 2018 hadn't been followed through by the council. Their frustrations that despite the assurances I gave them that Victoria Street would only accommodate families, mothers with kids for 3 months, for some reason the council's kept them there for longer. I told them when I invited them down to the Hawthorne room after the adjournment of the annual council meeting that this evening I was going to be making a really important announcement, and I think out of respect for the mothers and the children, and a salute to the campaigners who have been campaigning for years and years to get things sorted out with regards to a council property called Victoria Street, which was first conceived as a hostel provision for single people. And over the years, it's been used in the face of the housing crisis to house different types of families, including families with children, in housing provision, in rooms, in flats that are really small. And it's a moral injustice that young people are needing and facing growing up in those small rooms where they don't have space to play or to do their homework. And I told them, you have absolutely every right to protest. And I will be asking the chief executive, and I will be having conversations with the chair of council as to how we deal with the democratic right of protest at full council meetings. I don't want to observe vulnerable families with children being approached by security guards in a way that's wholly inappropriate. I demand and I expect a council that treats all of our residents with the courtesy and the respect, regardless of their circumstances. And so when I took them downstairs to the Hawthorne room, I told them that this evening I was going to be talking about protecting rights of renters that are facing some of the worst housing conditions in our private rented sector because of the exploitative, profit-making motives of private landlords. Those landlords that may own an additional home, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10, or hundreds, just for their own pocket. And I also said that in addition to protecting the rights of renters in the private rented sector, we need to be championing the rights of our own residents living in council housing. So it is also about council tenants, and that's why tonight, before I carry on my speech and show you this 2-minute video, I am proud and pleased to be announcing that we plan to end the use of Victoria Street as a provision for families. Because Victoria Street is just suitable for one-person households. So by the end of this first year of this 4th term, where I've had the privilege and the honour of being re-elected as your Mayor of Newham, I will be making sure that all of those families with children will be moved out of Victoria Street and no other families with kids will be placed there.